Hi David, my name is Kristen and I'm a physical therapist. From the history you gave me is that you're an avid soccer player and injured your right groin several months ago and it just has not recovered. Your history told me that you took a month off hoping that it would heal, and that you're also exercise, you are go to the gym 6 days a week. So my guess, just based on that history and based on the chronic nature that this injury has become, is that you're strong, but you haven't isolated that particular muscle in order to regain strength to tolerate an activity like soccer. Soccer is a lot of standing on one leg and kicking with a force, so you need to start training within that level of activity to help rehab you. So what I'd like you to start with is, when you have pain, I would like you to ice for 15 minutes. I know it's an awkward place to ice, but put ice right over the area of pain. Ice for 15 minutes and wait an hour and ice for 15 minutes. So then you're really controlling the inflammation. Another thing that can help when it's a muscle strain like that is massage. Whether you can massage the area yourself or ask a loved one to help you out, or to get a professional massage from a masseuse or a physical therapist that knows what they're doing, that would help get the muscle tissue to lengthen, and then along with that I want you to begin to strengthen. So I'm going to show you a few stretches and then I'm going to show you how to isolate that muscle for strengthening. So the first stretch I'm going to have you do is just a groin stretch. And I'm going to have you stand with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And you're just going to shift your weight over onto the opposite leg. I'd like you to stretch both sides. This is getting the stretch right up through your groin. You're going to hold each stretch for 15 seconds, excuse me. Now I'm going to have you shift the other direction and hold that stretch for 15 seconds and perform it 3 times on each leg, holding it for 15 seconds, and you should feel a stretch. You shouldn't go so far as to reproduce your pain. You should feel just a nice general stretch. The next muscle that's often involved is the hip flexor. So the hip flexor stretch, you're going to put the right foot back, which is your involved leg, although I want you to always do it on both sides. You're going to tuck your bottom under you and shift your weight forward. So you should feel a nice stretch right through here. Holding it again for 15 seconds, and then you switch to the other side. But in order to isolate the hip flexor, you have to tuck your bottom under you and shift your weight forward, feeling it right here through the front of the hip. So those are the 2 stretches I'd like to see you do: the groin stretch and then the hip flexor stretch. Then in order to isolate strengthening, often in your history you mentioned you go to the gym, and what I would like you to do is you can find a pulley system or you can use this exercise tubing, and you're just going to isolate the adductors by standing on one leg, knee slightly bent, and you're just going to pull straight across. And you'll think that you're exercising this leg, but often what we're really strengthening is the stabilizing leg. So again, I want you to make sure you're doing it on both sides. And you can do 2 sets of 15 and work your way up to doing 3 sets of 15. So I'd like you to choose a weight that you can actually complete 15 without too much trouble. So you're going to perform that strengthening exercise on both legs. It's going to be a nice controlled movement, drawing the weight in towards the stance leg. Most gyms have pulleys that you can do this on, where you can always get some exercise tubing, which is what I showed you there. And isolating the muscles here in the hips will strengthen them and hopefully get them strong enough to prevent pain when you kick a ball. So again, to summarize, David, I'd like you to control the inflammation with using cold packs. Get yourself ready by using massage. Then stretch. And then you want to make sure you finish the rehab process by strengthening, really isolating the muscle. Often we rush back and get back to our sport before we take in the full chance to rehab and get that muscle strong again. I hope that answers your question, David. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. Be well.